Another early morning for me, boys, and you know that the beast is already running, so that can only mean one thing. It's time to finally get the tint on. Now I say finally because it's actually only been like a week, and shout out to the guys that are getting me in this week, because most places, like I said, usually a month, 2 months out. So this is actually going to be, you know, perfect that I'm actually able to get in this quick. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get the tint done. I'm not going to hold you too much longer on this, you know, it's going to be quick. We're just going to show you guys this, and then we'll talk about why you guys should tint your Jeep Grand Cherokee or just your vehicle in general, because tint probably the #1 mod in my opinion. So here's a final look at what we got. You know, we got no tint on here on the front or the sides, and if we jump inside, this is what it's looking like. A goddamn fishbowl. So it is the next day now, but we do have one issue with our tint, so we're gonna have to talk about that and get that fixed tomorrow. But look, boys, we're kind of back, okay? So we have 20% on the front too, obviously, which is what I always recommend that you guys do. You guys can probably see me right there. So that's what I always recommend that you guys do, is just 20% tint right here onto the side windows. You guys can see it's still curing. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, hopefully. But we do have the sunroof open. So yeah, that's what it's looking like with that. You guys can see it's crazy. So that's the 20% there, and then we have our windshield, which obviously the windshield has the normal standard 35% that I always recommend that you guys do. Now 35% is good because it's just enough, okay? So let me just jump in here and show you the issue. So when I went to go pick it up, the guy at the tint shop said, hopefully the windshield strip isn't too low for you. Now there's a little bit of a problem for me. So you guys can see where my head is when I'm sitting like normally. Obviously my seat's a little bit back right now, but I do sit, you know, fairly comfortably. I'm a fairly long boy, okay? So when I'm sitting, like my eye level is pretty high, so I need my tint strip to be just a little bit lower. But you guys can see that the tint strip is like half the damn windshield. Now, I wouldn't mind it, but I'm tall, so it's difficult. And I had the other tint strip, and I had the vinyl on my previous car. So you guys can see where the AS1 line is here, right about there is the AS1 line. Hopefully you guys can see. Yeah, my other tint strip was right around here. And then yeah, so this one's like a good 6 inches or so below that. So they did do a good job and everything. Like there's no complaints as to that. Like it's a good job. The tint's fine. But they did down to the mirror line here, which is just unfortunately for me just a little bit too high. So I'm thinking I want to probably go right around like maybe a little bit below, maybe like here, like an inch below the AS1 and just across. So that's kind of where the other one was sitting, and that one was fine with me. I just feel like we need to chop a little bit off and get like maybe here, just so that it's not really impeding my vision as much as it is now, because it's like, this is what it's like when I'm sitting, and you guys can see, for me at least, it's pretty much all of the windshield. So it's a little bit difficult to see. It was snowing when I picked it up, and it was a little bit cloudy out, obviously, because it was snowing, and it was a little bit difficult to see. So I definitely am gonna get that taken back, but I already called. They're gonna take care of it tomorrow, so shout out to them, and definitely shout out to them, because their tint job is actually really, really good. So what they did is they actually have the printer where it like cuts it out on their own, so they don't even have to use like razor blades and stuff like that. They probably have to on this, but the rest of it they don't have to. So we got the whole windshield 35, and then we got 20 over here, and then a 5% strip, because we are gonna put a banner on top of that. And it's a lot better than the vinyl that I had in my other car, because you couldn't see anything at all with the vinyl up there. So now my next question for you guys is, what percentage are you guys running, and would you guys go darker? Now I'm considering, I'm not saying I'm gonna do it, but I'm considering 20% full windshield, 5% strip, 15 on the side, which I don't even know if that's possible, maybe 5 all the way around, or at least just 5 in the back too, and like the whole rear. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it yet. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Is I might want to go a little bit darker in the future, but for now, this is what we're rocking with, is this. I also have another mod in this video, which is technically not a tint, but it's a smaller tint. But I am going to do the mod in this video, so stay tuned for that in just about like 2 minutes. Now, I think every vehicle should have tint. I don't know how you can drive around in a fishbowl. Luckily for us, the Jeep Grand Cherokee comes with tint in the back at least. So you just have to do the front too if you just want a little bit of tint. Oh my God, I got something in my eye. Hey, yo! Anyways, yeah, so you only have to do the front too if you want a little bit of tint. I recommend that you at least do that. 20% should match the factory in the back. And then obviously it depends on your jurisdiction. Most places you can't have windshield tint anyway. But yeah, I recommend doing 35 on the windshield. It looks so much better. You can barely tell the difference. Like, I don't even know if you guys will be able to tell that there's tint on there. I mean, here even you can barely see. At night, it's a lot worse. I'll obviously make another video talking about that. Like, I don't know, driving at night or something like that. What it's like, because I know a lot of people wonder about that. It's really not that bad. People make it out to be worse than it is. I think 20% even on the windshield would be fine, but sometimes it gets pretty dark. So if you don't have street lights where you are, then maybe avoid it. But yeah, so the tint is on for now. We're slowly doing mods. I do have have a mod in this video, so let me go ahead and go get that. It's in the mailbox. And then I think you guys will enjoy it. We're gonna be going ahead and taking this little guy right here and just tinting this guy out with a dark smoke as well, because you know it's too clear. It's too clear. Everything else is tinted. So I think it's in the mail, so I have to go grab that. But it should look something like this once we're done. So give me about 10 minutes and it should look like that.
A few moments later.
Right, so I got myself some coffees and now we can actually go ahead and do what we need to do. So you guys can see I got these. They'll be linked down below. I got them on Amazon. They're literally just exactly what they look like, and they're super tiny and small, and yeah, it's just, yeah, there you go. Hey, so it says to do a wet install on them on their little instructions, which are included right here on their installation guide. It says to spray the solution of blah, 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 with water and stuff like that, but we're not going to do that. We're probably just going to, you know, wet install them, or we're just going to dry install them and see how it goes. So let's get to cleaning. I'm just going to just send it. As you guys know, we just kind of send things on the channel as usual, and yeah, we're not even going to do the wet install on this, so hopefully it comes out okay, because I'm not really listening. So it looks a lot better. This is not my best work as usual, but this one it looks fine when you're just looking at it. You know, it's not something super big or something you're gonna see super up close. But that is tinted out now, and looks a lot better. I'll show you guys the other side here, and I'm actually gonna try the other side with the wet install and see what the difference is, because I've never done that and I'm not too big of a fan of it. This is what it's looking like on like the other side versus the side with the tint on it, and it looks so much better that now that it's tinted, especially if I'm gonna do these black, or even if I don't, it just looks so much better. So I don't really ever recommend that you do anything with the wet install. It never works for me. I don't get it. It's just the water don't come out. So I just recommend you go ahead and just do a regular install. These are small enough that if you don't have any idea what you're doing, it's not too bad. Even if you get a little wrinkles, you know, you can't really tell. So that's what we're looking like now. We got that tinted, that tinted, that tinted, that tinted, that tinted, that tinted, and then yeah, now the next video I have to go record and switch up is gonna be maybe down here, I don't know. So I'll catch you guys in that next video. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you click the subscribe button down below, like the video, and peace.
Toes down, I'm a ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing. Anything I do for the gang. 10 toes down, I'm a ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing. Anything I do for the gang. Anything I do for the gang. Took those L's and I took that blame. All money in, we ain't copping no change. Feel like Ice Cube, cause I did good day. Don't need 3 whips, don't need no raise. I'ma keep it simple in the Chevy Ice Skate.